Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So today I thought I'd take a look at Prince Harry's court case because today's July 8th, 2022, and all over the news they're saying Prince Harry wins latest legal argument. They're saying he won the first stage. The first stage. Prince Harry's latest news. Prince Harry wins early victory in libel suit. So I was misled in an earlier video because this article, New York Post, Prince Harry wins victory in defamation suit. So it made it sound like Prince Harry won, but he hasn't won anything, as was eloquently explained by a Twitter person called Only Looking, who actually got the legal documents and read them and knows what they mean. Thank you very much, Only Looking. So what he's saying here, I assume it's a he, I'm going to call him a he. It's like, we've read through Justice Nicklin's judgment in the A&L case, and I was struck by the lack of reference to a gratuitous use of photographs as touted by Mr. Royston back in March. Was this more spin to garner sympathy that was quietly dropped, or a feather later? So then he says, with all the spin and counterspin around today's ruling for Harry versus A&L, it's worth noting what it was about. Today's ruling looked only at the article and decided what an ordinary reader might take from it. So if you read Jack Royston's garbage, which I never do, what might your impression be? The judge essentially agreed that it was bad for Harry, but rejected his argument that it was inferred lie. And it was bad for Harry, which is why he brought the claim. It was objectively defamatory. So Harry won the right not to have the case tossed out and proceeded on to look as to whether it was actually defamatory. Was the article true or not? So all Harry won was for the case to go on. That's all he won. So the case is not settled. Omid gets name checked in the judgment appendix. This is interesting from the article. Will he now be asked to verify his part in this? Being a Sussex mouthpiece can suck you into all manner of things you'd rather not be. So here's a legal document here. Number 20, it says Omid Scobie, you can see this, a journalist known to be supportive of the Sussexes, also appeared to have been briefed by Harry's team. 5 hours after this newspaper told the prince's aides we were planning a story, Scobie told his 76,000 Twitter followers, quote, Prince Harry has applied for a judicial review of Home Office decision to not allow him to personally pay for police protection for himself and his family when they are in the UK. A legal representative for the Sussex confirms. Harry's team only responded to this newspaper after his inaccurate version of events had been tweeted. So it looks like Omid Scobie started it all. The lie. That he told his followers that Prince Harry applied for judicial review decision to not to allow him to personally pay. All right, so Justin Nicklin was careful to stress repeatedly the meaning of the judgment, that the case hasn't succeeded. Harry has not won, hasn't succeeded, failed, or been determined on. An attempt not to allow this to become spun as a win. Well, too late for that. Harry and Meghan's PR are already spinning it as a win. The judgment deals only with the determination of the preliminary issues identified above. One of these has been determined. If the claim goes further, the defendant will have the opportunity of filing a defense. The determination of any remaining issues, including whether the publication of the article meets the requirements of serious harm to reputation under its Defamation Act 2013, and any substantive defenses, will take place at a later point in the proceedings. So it's just that it's going to go on, that's all it is. The Honorable Justice Nickley The claimant has additionally sought a determination as a preliminary issue whether the publication of the article had caused serious harm to his reputation as required to be demonstrated under Defamation Act. I refuse that application. At the trial of the preliminary issue, I have directed no evidence is admissible beyond the article. By contrast, the issue of serious harm to reputation is one in which evidence is admissible as to the actual impact of the publication on the claimant's reputation that made it unsuitable for inclusion in the preliminary issues to be tried. That's it. If you understand legalese. Thank you, only looking for translating. So Harry hasn't won anything. He's just continuing on. It's just like Meghan and Samantha with their court case. I mean, Harry and Meghan, they're so happy, always with the court cases, always lawsuits. When Samantha tried to get the judge removed and it didn't happen, they rejected it, Meghan and her PR came out saying, Meghan won, Samantha lost. It's all ridiculous. Yeah. So you gotta, if you want the copy of the, I guess this is it, the full judgment is here. So if you want to read the full judgment there, go to only, or this one, Judicial Office online there. So you can get the full judgment if you want to read it. So let's take a look at this. Now, Omid seems to be in trouble these days. And I've heard rumors that Omid may be on the outs with Harry and Meghan. So let's take a look at this. So we got Harry hasn't won anything. And if you go to Steeple Times, who really is Omid Scobie? He delves into Omid, an examination of the true character traits of the Duchess of Sussex's PR peddling biased bestie, Omid Scobie, by Nicolai Canlinin. So I'm not going to read this whole article. You can go check it out at Steeple Times, thesteepletimesthere.com. And I will say he goes through everything about his background and the fact that Scobie has a verified Twitter account with over 70,000 followers, which sounds legitimate, except for the fact that in reality, 26%, almost 19,000, are fake. And if you're the kind of person that uses fake followers, that means you are the kind of person who has no legitimacy in the media industry. Things are no better for Scobie's associate, Carolyn Durand, who co-wrote Finding Freedom. She has over 12,000 followers on Twitter, of whom almost 44%, 5,293, are fake. It's surprising how she is also verified on Twitter. And he goes into how their Finding Freedom has a great review because all the Sussex squad left reviews there, fake reviews. He goes on to talk about his AirPod and how it's a big failure too. So with all this demonstrates that Omid Scobie is not a genuinely honest reporter and certainly not the authoritative voice on the lives of philanthropic endeavors of the royal family's younger members that he claims to be. The truth instead is that Omid Scobie is a washed-up childish clot who tries yet fails to portray himself as someone with legitimacy. It's about time he got exposed for being nothing but Meghan's #1 PR peddler. Yes. So his podcast is a flop. And he brought Marcus Anderson too, like the curious connection that nobody knows anything about Marcus Anderson. He's like this mysterious figure. So Canadian waiter turned Soho House director Marcus Anderson was allegedly the person to have introduced Prince Harry and then to then Meghan Markle. The champagne partial individual has been repeatedly linked also with Omid Scobie online on sites such as Quora, whilst the site royal analysts have reported, well, apparently Omid and Marcus used to be very close. I don't think it's out of the question for Marcus to have facilitated Meghan and Omid getting together to strategize about what positive press coverage Omid could give Meghan. Yeah, Marcus has been very adept at, even though he's been high profile in some pictures, he's stayed out of the fray, it seems, huh? Yes, I haven't looked at him in a while. He's been very quietly and very low. But I want to look at Omid. Is Omid in trouble? There's rumors that Meghan may be kicking out her fantastic plastic boy here, who's morphing into her every day. They're morphing into each other, actually. With all the plastic surgery they get, one day they are going to look exactly alike. Just give it a few years. You know it's coming. So let's see. Is Omid on the way out? Because it looks like, going back to Harry's lawsuit, Omid may have effed things up because he tweeted about it. So Harry can't blame the press when Omid's on Twitter and blasting out this information that Harry's trying to sue for, because Harry's upset because he claims that they lied and said that he, wasn't going to pay. So let's look. Is Scobie on the chopping block? He's not looking good. People are exposing him and his shenanigans. I mean, everyone knows. Everyone who follows this knows, but he's gone too far with his attacking freedom of speech online and deplatforming people with the Sussex Squad. And of course, there's that British royal reporter who was duped by people to comment on the Oprah interview before it came out, and the Sussex Squad attacked her, and she's suing for that. And I'm all for her doing that. I'm like, go for it, sue them, because these Sussex Squad need to be taken into account. They need to be sued. They need to be brought to court. And Christopher Bosie too. Bring them all to court. I think that there needs to be, and that will make people aware of what's really going on here. And of course, this is something that happens a lot. People hire bots and think they can attack whoever they want. But this kind of thing needs to be reined in for sure. And Omid Scobie was in charge of the Sussex Squad in some respects. He was telling them what to do, who to attack, right? So that's it. They should all be coming down. Let's find out. Let's take a look. Harry and Meghan, while I was shuffling the cards, this card popped out, Knight of Wands. And of course, this represents Omid Scobie. He is their knight in shining armor there, right? He is they're defending them all the time, but at the same time, he's got the long, dark hair. He's kind of morphing into Meghan, this is what Omid's turning into, right? He's turning into, he's crazy. I should show you his astrology chart. It's quite shocking. He's really mentally disturbed, in my opinion. I mean, not just because of the plastic surgery. That's one manifestation of it. But, yeah. I think that they're talking, they got some real problems here, and I think Meghan's going to be dealing with someone who's much like herself if she decides to try to get rid of Omid, right? Because, they needed Omid Scobie in the beginning, right? When they had all this press and everything was crazy and everyone's talking about them. And so Omid was like someone they trusted, to get messages in and out, and maybe dealing with Marcus Sanderson, whatever shady dealings were going on. Omid was like right there. But now that things have quieted down and Harry and Meghan's true natures are being exposed with their multiple lawsuits and their lack of any product, producing anything on Netflix or Spotify they bragged about endlessly, and Omid Scobie's book is such crap. I mean, the whole thing is being exposed and unraveling as time goes on. And it looks like Harry and Meghan, since they're not doing much, they don't really need Omid anymore, right? They don't need him. In fact, he's more of a detriment now than in the beginning. So I'm wondering, are they getting tired? Now he may be messing up their lawsuit. Because if it's found out that it was Omid who's tweeting this around everywhere, starting this rumor that Harry refused to pay or whatever, this may blow Harry's defamation lawsuit, and defamation lawsuits are difficult enough as it is. So let's find out. What are Harry and Meghan's attitude towards Omid Scobie? As I've shuffled the cards, I'm going to split the deck. Let's see. How are they feeling about Omid Scobie right now? So I was hearing rumblings even before this that they were getting tired of him. So what's their general attitude? Hierophant reversed. Not good, not good. Yeah, because here you have this older man with the children. And I think that, in the beginning, they were using Omid to spread their lies. Harry and Meghan see themselves as these, leaders and global philanthropists and this and that, and trying to get the young people. And so they had this whole idea. But now Scobie is just causing them to be more and more exposed, particularly with the Sussex Squad and all of that. So I'm getting that things are not good here. Definitely not good. I don't think Omid Scobie listens to them either. I think that in the beginning, Omid would be like, yes, Meghan, Meghan and Harry. But now, Omid has gotten a huge ego. His ego has grown and grown and grown. And now he thinks, he's just as powerful as them, is what I'm getting here. Like, there's the balance of power here is not to their liking. And then I get the star. See, Omid's gotten too full of himself. And not only that, though, Meghan doesn't like somebody taking her thunder, right? She doesn't like any competition of any kind, male or female. And it's plain for all to see that Omid is morphing into Meghan, right? He claims that just like Meghan, he's a victim of racism, which is a total farce. And he's using the same tactics as her to try to, and he's copying everything she does. And I think the mental illness is a reason for that. Yeah, and at the bottom of the deck, I got the tower. Not good. Not a good sign for Omid and his relationship with Harry and Meghan. I'll tell you what. But yeah, it's looking like major arcana. I mean, this is a relationship that's played out on social media in the eye of the public, and so Harry and Meghan have to be careful how they handle it. But at the same time, I'm getting that they're not happy with how he is just taking it upon himself to do whatever he does now, whatever he's claiming to do. I don't know. But it's not good. It's not good. What's the basis of their relationship with the Emperor? Well, what they have in common is that they're both attacking the royal family and the government's New World Order agenda here. Obviously, the Soho House is going to be a New World Order, like, playpen or something. So I do get that they're still part of the same group, right? They're still part of the same mission to take out the royal family and Prince William. And from what I understand, I don't look at Omid Scobie's tweets, but from what I understand, he attacks Prince William all the time and the Queen. I mean, I have seen some of his tweets in the past, and he is rather nasty towards the royal family, always criticizing them. Like during the pandemic, he was always criticizing them for not wearing their masks, and they're supposed to set an example. He was saying this about the Queen, of all people, as well as other royal family members. So they still are on the same New World Order BLM team. So that's going to connect them always. A very powerful connection, powerful group, major arcana. So they're part of a big group here. Right? This whole thing is part of it. So how is this court case now? Omid Scobie tweeting out about the pertaining to Prince Harry's court case. How is that affecting them? Two of Pentacles. So it is throwing some, uncertainty onto the situation. I mean, Omid may get a blame if he loses, which most likely Prince Harry will. So I do think that it's sort of dragged him into it, gotten him attention, which of course he loves, right? But also I think that it's thrown in some uncertainty here between them. And remember, Omid Scobie was the one that he almost ruined the lawsuit for Meghan with the letter, the letter she wrote her daddy, right? The letter to her father. Omid Scobie said in an interview, they actually interviewed him in mainstream media. I think it was ITV or whoever, some British media. And they interviewed Omid Scobie, and he said, Meghan knew in her heart of hearts that letter would, be out in the public. Right, so he was admitting that she knew that, and it was obvious that Meghan wrote it with the idea that it would become, exposed to the public. She expected that, she wanted that. That's why she wrote. One of the reasons why, multiple reasons point to that, but one is that she wrote "Daddy" in it, so because she knew that would pull at the heartstrings, as she wrote to Jason Knauf in the email. So. Yeah, so he's throwing some uncertainty onto the situation, and Prince Harry is lying, and his PR is lying and saying that Harry won, he won, and trying to make it seem like he won. It's unbelievable with those two. Really, it's just you can't believe anything they say, and Omid Scobie is a pathological liar. So, what are Harry and Meghan expecting of their relationship with Omid Scobie? Oh, Ace of Swords. My oh my. So there's more to come out. I think that they even though things are in disarray here, I do get the notion that they still want to destroy together. Ace of Swords is victory, right? It's for Harry and Meghan attacking the judicial system in the U.S. and the U.K. and et cetera, et cetera. So I do get that Harry, because I'm looking at Harry and Meghan's attitude towards Omid Scobie. Harry and Meghan intend on being forceful with him, I think. And the truth has to come out, it'll come out. But I also think that Omid Scobie with Marcus Anderson know a lot of truth that could come out as well. So there's quite the battle here if they do turn on each other. And I don't think things are going well. I think there's a lot with the Hierophant reversed. I think there's a lot of problems behind the scenes here. So I think Harry and Meghan are very forceful with him. But still problematic. What do Harry and Meghan not like about Omid Scobie? Six of Wands reversed. Yeah, you know what? He doesn't stay in his lane. See, Omid is doing this, Six of Wands. Like, look at me, I'm Scooby. I'm a victim like Meghan. I'm just like her. Give me attention. Listen, blah, 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 right? So Omid is always tooting his own horn, making his Instagram page, posing in, designers. And according to that article in the Steeple Times, Omid Scobie is worth £800,000, which is more than more established news people. So it's very suspicious. Omid has a lot of money he hasn't accounted for. He needs that. Is very suspicious. So anyways, all the people around Meghan have money that's suspicious, right? But anyways, what they don't like about Omid is he's always constantly pushing himself excessively. I say as an excess of, which obviously we know Omid is constantly promoting himself, and with the Sussex Squad boosting his, the reviews on his book. Yeah, I mean, the Sussex Squad, he's in charge of the Sussex Squad. They do whatever he tells them to do because they see him as Meghan's, mouth, right? So Omid says, attack this one, attack that one, they do it, right? Just like Christopher Bosie. Yeah, but Omid has not stayed low profile enough. I think they wanted him to be more low profile, particularly Meghan, who doesn't like any kind of competition whatsoever. What do they like about Omid? What do they like about him? Oh, not much. Ten of Wands reverse. Well, they do like that he's lazy and doesn't do too much. So I get Eight of Wands reverse, but I also get Eight of Wands reverse as being very destructive. It's Ten of Wands reverse. So he is very destructive to, anyone that Harry and Meghan doesn't like, So he is, one to attack William, attack the Queen, take down accounts, be nasty. So he says a lot of time, I got to tell you, I strongly suspect that Meghan Markle uses Omid Scobie's Twitter account because a lot of the things, Omid Scobie even attacked Jennifer Aniston. It's like, what? Remember, during the pandemic, Jennifer Aniston's company, some people in her vitamin company went on some kind of, wasn't a vacation, it was like it was like a vacation place. It was some kind of meeting or whatever. So they flew to the Bahamas or something, and Omid Scobie was like, how could you be flying to the Bahamas in the middle of a pandemic? Jennifer Aniston is so disrespectful, or whatever. He criticized her for that. And I remember thinking, what the hell does Omid Scobie care about Jennifer Aniston? And then it came to me that, Harry and Meghan are buddies, it looks like, with Angelina Jolie. So, and that's made me think, well, I know Omid Scobie doesn't really care about Jennifer Aniston. It's got to be Meghan using his account, attacking her. Because then Omid turned around and tweeted something favorable to Angelina Jolie, something that Angelina Jolie was pushing. So, Omid is Meghan on Twitter. Meghan is Omid. We know that. She uses his account. She for sure does. And hopefully that comes out. And it's possible, I see with the Two of Coins, two people going back and forth in the account, Meghan and Omid. I think it may have been Meghan who actually planted that story, possibly. Who knows, maybe, or something like that. I don't know, something's going on here. Because I wouldn't put it past Meghan to try to orchestrate something like this. So how do Harry and Meghan see Omid Scobie? Magician reversed. Yeah, he's destructive, but he's a mess. He's no help. He doesn't know anything about PR. He's playing the role of a magician, which is like the PR man who makes everybody believe the lies. Like the New World Order have done recently. There's a magician here, but Omid Scobie is just destructive. He doesn't build anything. Anything he does is crap. We all know his book is crap. He's not accomplished anything worthwhile. He's got a crappy podcast. He's not good in PR. He's not successful. He's weird and annoying and crazy. But he's suspected to be Marcus Anderson's ex-boyfriend, right? Or current boyfriend, who knows? Whatever the case may be, they do not look upon, Harry and Meghan do not look favorably upon Omid Scobie. They see him as destructive and getting in the way and a distraction and taking attention away from Meghan's stardom. Because Omid was hired to flatter Meghan, right? He was there to boost Meghan and support her. And now Omid has tried to become his own, he thinks he's, more powerful now, right? Because again, Harry and Meghan don't need him anymore. They're not being written about. There's nothing for Omid to come out and say, well, that's not true, that is true. I mean, things are slow. But Omid keeps going. Omid wants to continue being considered a royal reporter when everyone knows he's not. He's not a royal reporter. He's a joke. So what's going to happen in the near future? So things are not going well right now. What's going to happen? Ooh, Ace of Cups reversed. Oh, not good. I see something ending here. I see things getting really bad. I see unhappiness here between them. I see something not going well. That could be the lawsuit. I mean, Harry may lose the lawsuit because of Omid's tweet, is what the insinuation is. But things not going well in the near future and getting very emotional. Lots of unhappiness here because now remember, Omid is the leader of the Sussex Squad. So if the Sussex Squad are being exposed in court because that woman, that reporter, I can't remember her name, the British journalist there, she's going to sue them. And if she's taking them to court, that's going to come out and that's a whole new court case about the Sussex Squad. And that again is going to bring Omid Scobie into it. It has to, right? So in the long term, oh, Eight of Wands reversed. Stopping the support. The Eight of Wands is, of course, what Omid Scobie does with the Sussex Squad. Attack in the PR, the articles, the tweets. But, of course, reverse means, yeah, I don't think Omid's going to be, doing too much for Harry and Meghan in the long term. I think he's just going to go away and have to move on to something else. Because okay, so Harry and Meghan, this is like the truth, right? So Harry and Meghan expect Omid to put out their truth and fight for them. But it's not working out because Omid's getting attacked left and right. I mean, look at that Steeples article they just wrote. I mean, that Steeple Times article exposed everything about him. What a fraud he is, how he has all his fake followers. Nobody really likes his book. It's all a scam. The Sussex Squad gave him all the positive reviews. I mean, he's exposed. That article thoroughly exposes him as the scam that he is. So that doesn't look good for Harry and Meghan for that to be their spokesperson, right? So that's why I see a lot of sadness coming up here because Omid is going to lose his shizzle. Again, Omid is not mentally balanced. And that's why Harry and Meghan can see he can't handle it. He's worse than Meghan. Meghan's horrible enough as it is handling criticism. Omid really can't handle criticism. And he's cray-cray. The way he stalks and emulates Meghan, I mean, he's trying to become Meghan. I mean, he's totally nuts. He's a stalker. He's like a psycho stalker there. So things are not going to end well. And it could be Omid knows a lot. As crazy as he is, he knows where some bodies are buried, right? But I do think I do see things getting very difficult, and Omid may lash out or something, or at least quit or something. Because I'm getting Eight of Wands reverse, like stopping, like not doing this work anymore, moving on to something else possibly, or just laying low for a while because he can't handle it. He's going to be very depressed. Because he's not doing well. Harry and Meghan see Omid as a liability right now. A major liability. Major. Yeah. So it's coming back to roost here. Omid has been too destructive. But, Omid is part of the same New World Order group as Harry and Meghan. So he'll be fine in the end, Marcus Anderson's involved in all this too somehow. You know it. He's somehow behind the scenes with this. How is Marcus Anderson playing into all this? Because he's watching everything and monitoring. He's got to be. What's Marcus Anderson's involvement with Harry and Meghan's relationship with Omid right now? So we haven't seen him around. Is he still involved or is he not involved anymore? Let's see. I get Eight of Cups. Okay, that's moving on, basically. All right, so I guess maybe it looks like Marcus Anderson is not getting involved and is not directly involved with this right now. He's just sort of this shadowy figure that turns up and drinks rosé all day with Meghan on the polo field every now and then. But otherwise, he's not interacting or dealing with anything that Omid's doing, really. He's like, I'm not getting involved in that. I wonder what does Marcus Anderson do all day besides get paid by Harry and Meghan to keep his mouth shut? I mean, really, what does he do? He was a Soho House guy who drank champagne. Now he's nowhere, right? During a pandemic, it must have been hard to find work there, but he still finds time to hang out with Harry and Meghan. Maybe that's how Harry are getting their, maybe they have to have somebody they can trust. Maybe that's, and that's what, what's his name? Marcus Anderson is there to please. He's there to please the wealthy, right? Just like Nacho. So what is Marcus Anderson doing nowadays for Harry and Meghan? What's he doing? Because he is around. We know that. And I get 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, he's having a rough time of it. He doesn't have a job anymore at Soho House. The pandemic closed that down. Ooh, 10 of Swords reversed. Whoa. And 4 of Cups reversed. So he's just there to appease Meghan. He's like waiting, like Meghan calls on him if she needs some help. He's there to hide the bodies and the evidence of anything. Meghan sends him out to find out what, Tom Bauer is doing or other kinds of jobs like that. And he's there to listen to Meghan and be an ear to listen to. But it looks like I see this as he's involved with the drug dealers and all the other dirty, dangerous jobs. Meghan asks Marcus to handle it. So Marcus is like sitting back on call, and Meghan calls, get us some Coke, or, make sure nobody talks to Tom Bauer or whatever. He does the dirty work. He's doing some dirty work here for sure, is what I'm getting. Because he needs the money. He needs the money. Give me the money. The Soho House is closed. He needs. This is his job. So he's basically an on-call detective / drug dealer / someone to pose for pictures with to make it look like she has friends. So he's still around. He's still around, for sure. All right, so that is what I have for you today. It doesn't look good. It looks like it's going bad to worse for Omid Scobie and Harry and Meghan. Their heyday of power is over. And, not going to end well. It's not going to end well, particularly for Omid, but I don't think it's going to end well for any of them. I'll tell you what. They're all a plane crash. They're all ready to crash. I'm just watching. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.